Hello, everyone. Welcome to Waterdeep Dragon Heist Resurfaced. I am your DM, the Demogorgon, Prince of Demons, Master of the Spiraling Depths. I am the embodiment of chaos, seeking to corrupt and undermine the order in the multiverse. But for now, I am taking a break from the madness and destruction to play some D&D with you tonight. Vic, if you would like to do announcements.
I certainly would, as I am some other kind of demon that works for the Demogorgon that I don't know because I don't know about demons. But use your imagination. Just like you should use your imagination when you're like, oh, I'm getting a bit of echo. When you're like going to littledragoncorp.com to like get dice, like just be really creative and think about like what kind of stuff you want. They're an awesome Canadian dice company that sells all kinds of cool tabletop gear, and you can check out their Twitter at littledragonco1 to stay updated on all their awesome products. We do have the coupon code PROBONUS, but that it might, I think it's like having some problems right now, so we can't guarantee that, but that it's working. But if you check out their Twitter, they're like always doing sales and like specials all the time, so definitely go check that out. And also we have another sponsor, and they are Cardboard Castle Games, and they are a lovely game store local to the Evans, Georgia area. You can give them your patronage if you find yourself there, or just like check them out online. Thank you to our lovely sponsors. Additionally, don't forget to check out our other games. The schedule should be posted below the Twitch video feed, or you can do ! Schedule. We have games every day here at Proficiency Bonus. Some of our games are for the major published like 5th edition modules. We have some games that are homebrew, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e entirely, so hopefully we've got something up your alley. We also have a community Discord with public channels now, so there should be a Discord banner button on our Twitch page that will link you to it, or you can do ! Discord in the Twitch chat. We have like subscriber games that we're trying to get started up, so if you subscribe to our Twitch, you can sign up to play in a game once a month, like run by our DMs. The info for that would be in the community Discord, so that's double the reason to join and vibe with us. Additionally, a specific like announcement that we do here on Wednesdays is we just want to give a big thank you to Adrian von Ziegler for some of the music that we use here in the background. He's a very talented composer. He has great content usage rules, especially for like small streams like ours. So please check out his YouTube and his Patreon and support him if you can. Kristy, Mystic Hour.
It's coming back, beach. May 14th. Hopefully at midnight. We'll see.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. You want to do a recap?
Yes. Hello, I'm Seamus Moran, the very unfortunate warlock of the Demogorgon, because apparently you're here. No, I'm Ink. Okay. So last time on Waterdeep Dragon Heist, the party makes the last preparations to actually return to Waterdeep. We've been spending quite a lot of time currently in Baldur's Gate. Basically, we did a little bit of work. We've secured a ship, we've gotten a crew, we've met some new friends. All that we needed was our very, very special passenger, a young girl by the name of Calliope, who is going to be transported with us back to Waterdeep to begin training at the Blackstaff Academy, as she is apparently a sorceress and is needing a little bit of help controlling her powers. So, we went to Little Kalimshan and picked her up and had all of that squared away. She said goodbye to her parents. And the Three of Cups crew brought her over to the ship so that she could familiarize herself with everything. And let me tell you guys, this little girl is smart, and she loves clouds, and it's really, really great. I really care about her a lot. We all care about her a lot. She went around and talked with all of us. And we were just making our final preparations to ship off in the morning. But that night, sneaking onto the ship was a Mr. Moongi, childhood friend and possible lover of our one and only Nova. And when we left off, he was just making his way onto the ship to join us on our journey to Waterdeep. And Nova turned to him to say something, and I've been waiting so long. So let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. We can pick up right then. If you like, with that evening, with Moonki arriving.
I will approach him.
Okay. He'll smile at you.
You came.
I said I would, didn't I?
I was a little worried how you would get out.
I told you I would talk to my dad and figure it out.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Nothing. Just a little surprise.
Have I ever lied to you?
No.
So why are you surprised?
If you've had the past month that I have, you'd understand. I'll take you to your room.
Okay.
I'll take him down.
He will follow you.
How long are you going to be able to stay? Do you have to come back?
I'm gonna figure things out as they come.
Day by day?
Day by day.
It's a good idea. Shut up,
That's
crap.
the goal, though.
Yeah. I think for me too. I mean, it was for a long time. But with everything going on, it's hard to see past the next week.
Day by day.
Day by day. So, I've been meaning to ask you, because there's a tendency for people to want to kill us. Have you been working on your martial arts? Like, have you been working on your self-defense?
Yeah.
Okay, just...
Yeah.
I don't want you to die.
I don't think I'm gonna die.
I've almost died a few times, so there's that. Yeah, it's a lot, Moongi. I'm scared.
Okay, it can be a lot, though. It's okay for it to
Okay.
be a lot.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of people want to kill you?
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm really not.
What did you do to make a lot of people want to kill you?
Wrong place, wrong time most of the time.
Why does that not surprise me?
Right? So, yeah, I've just been thinking about it and I was curious what you've been up to in that regard.
Yes, I have been working on it all of the time because it's something that my father wanted me to
Right, yeah.
be skilled in. So at least he did something right there, I guess.
Credit where credit's due, I guess. So are you gonna tell me what you can do? You fight?
So I'm going to show you.
Yeah? Show me!
Okay.
Tia just punched me!
You want me to just punch you?
No, that was Kristy. No.
He will put his back down and like take off his jacket and like roll up his sleeves and like get more comfortable, I guess is the way to put it. But you're down in this room and he's like, here.
Where would you prefer?
Well, deck has a bit more room, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
So he'll take you. So he'll go up to deck with you. And he will begin to show you. And anybody who else who would like to watch. He's not like taking on like a sparring partner or anything like that. but he'll like take off his shoes, so he's barefoot on the deck, and in straight slacks and like a button-up shirt.
That's kind of hot, though.
He'll begin showing you.
Nova's
going
probably
through
blushing a
some
little
drills.
bit. A little bit of blush.
Mr. Turner.
Oh no!
Mico's like
Turner.
Miko's like on this side of the deck, like looking at the stars, and he'll turn back and he'll be like, "I didn't know dance practice started already."
I'm probably like with Calliope, and like I'll probably just like point out what's happening and just ask like, so you know like a lot about like clouds and stuff, but do you know how to fight?
No.
You have a dagger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should teach you how to fight. That would be really fun.
Okay.
Probably not me though.
I love that. I volunteer somebody else.
Actually,
Give her a whip.
I do have some bar fighting tactics that
Oh,
could be
God.
really useful, but they're dirty. But the dirty
Okay.
ones are the best ones.
Okay.
Rogue sorcerer.
Yeah, we'll just watch Moonky like do his little like, I want to be the very best one routine.
Yeah, Kristy's been wondering this whole time. I'm like, does my
Monkey
boy
man.
fight? Monkey
He
man.
does indeed.
What kind of
What's
is
his
it?
style?
Is this like? Yeah, is it like rapier? Is it?
Sorry, while you're chewing. We do.
Tossed a bite back. Two-handed rapier. Yes.
Oh.
Fancy.
Like an S.
But he's not. But it's not. It's really, especially for you, sir. It's really different. Because two-handed rapier for you in your experience, you've seen like swashbucklers, for example, really nimble, agile, fighting tactics. He incorporates, like Nova asked, with the rapiers, he incorporates martial arts techniques, which is why because he took his shoes off. So there's a lot of incorporating like different kicks and like spinning kicks, things like that, with the rapier.
Damn, boy.
Is Frey normally is in the kitchen, but is Frey possibly here to check some of this like martial arts?
Sure. I'll pay attention to what he's doing and see
how's
if
he
I
doing?
notice anything specific about his fighting style.
Okay. I'm trying to think. If I'm gonna have you roll or not.
We love making the clicky clacky
We
sounds.
do love the clicky clacks.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me just like a intelligence check. History if you have proficiency.
Oh God. Okay.
Himbo time.
Oh, I rolled an 18, so 16.
Oh.
Okay.
Himbo.
Whoa!
Right? Yeah, Frey's a Frey, little dummy.
That's okay. So the type of martial arts that he is exhibiting is very similar to something like taekwondo or capoeira, something that's very exclusively with the legs, because he's using swords as well. So maybe not necessarily exactly the kind of like martial arts that you would be using, but he's definitely very skilled. It's something that he's been doing for quite a long time.
Whoever's standing near me, I'll just comment to myself, be like, he's got good form. Seems like he's very flexible too.
I got
he's
the
very
reach,
clearly-
he got the flexibility.
He's very clearly got taken
say.
some of the sort of martial arts moves, the very like taekwondo reminiscent moves, and adapted them to allow him to be able to also use swords. So they're not exactly like how you would learn if you were going to like a class, like the very like rudimentary like form. He's very clearly taken what you learned like in basics and translated it to a way that works for him in order to use his weapons.
Back to basics.
Ooh, what a fucking Lord. Sir's pretty satisfied, but is also he's an early to bed, early to rise kind of guy. So I'm probably retiring to my cabin with Galore because I want to talk to him later.
Okay.
I will also turn in early because I gotta be up for breakfast, cooking, and stuff like that. So
Okay.
Oh no, where are my cards?
Yeah,
Oh.
I will get. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to bed pretty late because I gotta. Mico likes to make sure that they're still heading in the right direction and that there's not anything that's going to like change the course. And he also just likes to watch the stars, so
Okay.
he's gonna be out later.
I will probably go to bed pretty early after getting Calliope like situated in a room.
All right. Sounds good. Some of the crew does begin to file in the evening. Some will report tomorrow early, but some have filed in now to get themselves settled. Excuse me, settled. Trying to get the best rooms, that kind of thing.
Nova would probably step on the deck a little later. I think she's a little paranoid. And she's gonna be looking for, like, people trying to either sneak on or follow us or something. She's just keeping a lookout on the edge of the deck, just keeping things in check.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a perception check just for me to keep in mind with that.
Sure.
Moogie will stay with you too.
Okay. Where are my dice? Let's use my purple one. Or should I use the moon one? Let's use the moon one.
The moon, because it's night. Yeah, and
night.
Moongi.
Okay. Not bad.
Moongi.
14 plus 7, 21.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Contact. Don't fall out.
You don't notice anybody. And Liara does stay up pretty late too because
Okay.
she's trying to get stragglers kind of settled
Okay.
and checked in. I'm assuming you guys kind of gave her a list
Yes.
of people.
Yes.
We gave the list to Victor.
You did, that's right.
So he would give the list to her,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Yes, he
Nova
would.
would sneak Moongi's name onto the list.
Okay.
He's not an intruder. Don't yeet him overboard.
So Liara is kind of making sure everything is ready to go. Checking the rigging, checking knots, checking the sails, checking inventory, things like that to make sure that everything is ready to go for travel tomorrow. So you can kind of see her moving around the deck and talking to people, occasionally talking to Victor, sending somebody off to do something, giving orders. And she does check every single person that does come on the ship, any stragglers, just to make sure that they're here and they're supposed to be. Eventually, the stragglers coming onto the ship to check in to report for work eventually die down. You don't really notice anything in the way of like anything that looks like you're being watched, that you're being followed. Really, the only thing that you're noticing as you are kind of keeping an eye on things is activity just on the docks in general. There's kind of a 2 like work days for the docks. There's very early morning, and then things kind of happen pretty steadily throughout the day, but then there's also kind of a surge at night. It's a lot easier to get things done at night when there's not a lot of people moving around or getting in the way of things. So a lot of the time there will be some activity and work done in the evening just to make things a lot easier. So you're kind of getting to see that surge of productivity happening around you, but nothing in the way of like people that you think you need to watch out for.
Do we get a long rest?
If you're going to bed, you do indeed get a long rest. You can refresh spell slots if needed. Hit points, I don't think you need to, but hit points if needed.
And it is the 25th of Marpenoth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet. Okay.
Early risers, is that everyone?
I would be getting up before the sun even comes up, probably.
I'm
so.
probably sleeping because I was probably up late.
I was about to say the same.
Night owl.
All right.
So Frey, Tallice, and Sir.
So anybody who's getting up, you're probably woken by the sound of activity on the ship. Even Frey, you're probably waking up to people awake and doing things. It's busy. There's at least you hired about 25 people or so, which is like just like bare minimum, kind of what this size of a galley needs in order to operate. And all of the deckhands are following the orders of Victor, the quartermaster of the ship, making sure that everything is ready to go and getting ready to set sail, make headway out of the harbor. Thank you. Yeah. So you're probably woken by the activity. Wood scraping against wood, people setting things down, voices laughing, yelling, as things begin to make headway.
So,
Go ahead.
what Frey would be doing is he would, since there's movement, he didn't expect that in the early morning, but just go around, look, seeing that the upper deck is busy. He doesn't want to get anybody's way, so he'll go back to his room and do like a short little morning workout kind of thing.
Okay.
And then he'll start to go into the kitchen and start making breakfast. And
Okay.
I am going to make griddle cakes, since Calliope
Aw.
likes those.
Aw.
Don't know if I can do that every morning, but at least the first morning I will do that.
That's
So
Okay. The morning is yours to do with what you will, everyone.
I muted myself when I meant to unmute. Victoria, did you have something?
I'm double checking my notes because I thought I wrote something down, but maybe I didn't.
Do you want me to do mine while you read that?
Yes.
Okay. So Sir's also gonna do his morning workout. And he's taking the job protecting Calliope pretty seriously, so full armor. He's being a good boy. I wanted to give Calliope something, because I wanted to see. I want to see if she is able to not. He'll say, "Don't read it out loud," but I want to show her some of my first level spell scrolls. I want to see if she thinks that she's able to read them.
Okay.
If she's sleeping a little bit in,
She's
then
up bright and early.
good girl. All right. So yeah, because Sir said that he would like show her a little bit of magic, so I wanna see where her level is at. So he would say these are they're not necessarily the most basic of basic magic. That would be what is called a cantrip, and that's something that you will be practicing and doing a lot until it's pretty solidified in your mind. But you're a pretty smart girl. This is a little bit more advanced, just a tad. I want to see if you can make any sense of any of these symbols from what I was telling you about with the draconic alphabet and such.
Okay. I've never really read this language before, though.
Sometimes knowing the draconic alphabet definitely is going to help, and we can do some more practice with it. But for me, I cannot speak draconic, but these, with my practice, I stare at them long enough, and I'm able to start to... I can make out incantation, and you may hear this a lot in your schooling. Sometimes you can just feel it. There is a bit of feeling, and then there is a lot of study along with it. They're both important. So sit with it for a little bit, and tell me if anything comes to you. And I will give her my spell scroll of false life.
Okay.
Because if she can read it, that's also a little bit of extra safety for her.
Oh.
Okay. So she's probably on the deck. So she'll sit down and lean like against the railing, so she's kind of out of the way, and cross her little legs and unroll the spell scroll in her lap, and she's kind of just reading it. She's like following along with it with her finger. Every once in a while she'll close her eyes and like look straight ahead and then kind of go back to it. And it's are you sitting there watching her the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while she'll like look up at you like nothing's happening. But she'll go back to just kind of studying it, tracing the symbols with her fingers, tracing the because spell scrolls quite frequently have things like spell equations too, things with like lots of shapes, lots of symbols, so she's just tracing them with her finger. And then after about, I'd say 20 or so minutes of studying this, all of the ink in the scroll began.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, we got you back.
All of the ink in the ink in the scroll begins
glow
to
purple. And she looks up at you with really wide eyes as this like purple light and energy kind of begins to snake its way up her arms before kind of dissipating. Did I do it?
Has she cast the spell? Did the scroll
Scroll is gone.
Damn.
Yeah. You did it.
It's 8 temporary hit points.
Hey.
I feel a lot better. For her, at least for now. Just wanted to see
Starting
how
off strong. I love it.
Yeah, you did it. How do you feel? The same? Different?
You know how when it's your birthday and really any different because it's just the same as the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feel like that a little bit, but also a little bit excited because I cast a spell that's pretty cool.
You cast a spell, that's true. Scrolls and things of this nature, because while you're learning to control your power, scrolls are a great way of being able to cast a spell and it works exactly as intended. It's sort of like cooking with a recipe.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
I don't got a whole lot of those, but also what the spell you just cast is, it's a spell that helps to make you be a little bit more safe. So, not saying that you should be running around with your dagger out, but if you happen to slip and bump your knee, it probably wouldn't hurt as bad.
Well, that's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
And I did that.
You did, and I'm really proud of you. It took me... How old do you think I am?
Hold on.
he'll squat all the way down.
20.
Oh.
Oh.
I was pretty close. And you are much younger than 20, so to think that you were able to do that, I mean, I've only just been able to start learning how to do these things. Look how brilliant you are.
I've done really big magic. I just don't really know how I did it.
Sometimes it's like, has your mom ever made rice and she's put too much rice in the pot? The rice in the water scenario maybe is not the right balance, and so it's starting to cook and it bubbles up over the lid.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. We've all got it bubbling down inside of us. And some people just a little bit too much heat or not enough rice or whatever, and it bubbles over the top a little bit. But most of the time, we can keep a lid on it and only let it out when we need to.
Mostly fire.
Oh.
It's mostly been fire. That's happened.
I can do a little bit of fire. And fire can be kind of scary, but it's also very useful.
There was this one time when I accidentally made one of our chickens like float a little bit. It was kind of funny.
I've not been able to make anything float. Maybe you'll actually have to teach something to me on this trip.
And I don't know enough about magic to teach you anything.
You'd be surprised. Sometimes it takes fresh eyes and a fresh perspective. I can give you the books, but it seems like you've definitely got the feeling. And that was really hard for me.
Yeah, it sort of feels like when you take a drink of like a really warm, like really hot, like soup broth, and you take a drink and you can feel it inside of you being really warm still. That's kind of what it feels like.
You, me, magic and food metaphors. We're getting along swimmingly. It has a lot of correlation. Alright, well, that is my little test and lesson for you today. Scrolls are very, very useful. I've got a couple more, but they're for me to use for emergency things, but I'll show you some more of my books later on. I gotta just do a bit of work, okay?
Okay.
Go see who else is around.
Okay. She'll get up.
That actually works really well because I remembered one of the things that I wanted to do from last time, and that would be also talking to Calliope. I apologize, you're just going to be Calliope the whole time.
She's the NPC that's with you guys. Of course I'm going to be Calliope all the time.
Yeah, I'll probably find her, and I will bring my little donuts that I got, and I'll sit on the railing of the ship with my legs kicking out, and I'll invite her to come and sit next to me, and I will hand her a donut if she wants one.
She'll hop up and she'll eat one.
I inadvertently am ruining her appetite for the griddle cake breakfast. I apologize, Derek, for that. I will just kind of sit and like I'll talk to her a little bit about like, oh my gosh, these donuts are like so good and stuff. Well, hold on, I gotta remove them from my inventory. Oh, I just removed all of them. I'll fix that later. Okay. I will say, hello, Yippee. So now that we're like really about to like head out onto the open sea, I wanted to talk to you about something that it might be a little bit difficult, but I think it's important for us to talk about. Okay. I know that Rilsa mentioned that, like, you know, sometimes if you feel like perhaps really scared or just like upset, that sometimes like that's when the power that you have might like kind of just happen, and you don't necessarily control that it's happening. So that's totally fine. You know, like, so I have something that I can do that the one time I used it, I was really scared and it just sort of popped off and happened. So you're not alone with that. But being on like a ship and not in a city with like, you know, a lot of people around to help, I just wanted to talk to you about there's something that I can do that can help make people feel like a little more calm. And if you think if you will let me, if perhaps on our journey you're feeling like a little bit upset and you think that that is going to happen, I can try to do the spell on you, but I'm not going to do it unless I have your permission. I don't want to alter your mood without asking.
So it's magic. And it won't like make me think differently, will it?
No, it really just like any strong emotions that people have, it'll just like suppress them. So that could be like someone who's really like angry or really sad. They would just kind of like feel like a little bit upset, or somebody who's like uncontrollably like laughing and happy would also be like a little bit more mellowed out. And if you're like scared or something, it can kind of help with that too. It only lasts for like a minute.
Okay, that sounds okay.
Do you want to see what it feels like now?
Yes. Yes, because then I know what to expect.
And then you'll know what it looks like when I do it. So I'll try to only do it if I really think you need it, or if you feel like you need it.
Okay.
Okay, so I like hoist myself up so that I'm balancing on the like railing that like I'm standing on it and balancing on it, and I like do a little pirouette in a circle like on one foot, and then I take a big inhale and I just kind of like and like a very like sweet like floral scented like puff of air kind of like blows into her face, and I cast calm emotions on her.
Okay, she laughs and then she kind of sits and she's like nodding.
Yeah, so it would be a charisma save if she was resisting, but otherwise I think
she's not resisting, no.
Yeah. So it would, I mean, you can either choose to suppress a charm or a fear effect, or make a creature like indifferent about a creature of their choice that they're hostile towards. So I know that that's like kind of like niche, but I guess
I don't have any problem flavoring calm emotions to help with panic, fear, things like that as well.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just like trying to suppress like any like concern or fear that she might have about it. And I'll say that's it.
That was
that's
easy.
All. Yeah, it's pretty easy. So
guess what?
What?
I cast a spell a minute ago.
What did you cast?
I don't know. It was on a piece of paper.
I have a spell on a piece of paper.
What is it?
It gives you an invisible man.
What? What does that mean?
It means that it gives you. I have a scroll, and it gives you like a little invisible person that is like kind of weak, but can like open doors and like windows for you.
Does it talk?
No.
Is it like?
Well, actually, it might. I just know that it makes you a servant that you can't see. I don't actually know what it does.
Is that something that I can cast? Is that...
I have no idea.
I don't know what it was, but Sir told me that it would make me safer. That it would make things not hurt as much if something happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Sir, like, actually studies magic, and he, like, reads it out of books. And, like, so for me, like, I have a very good friend who was like, you are so cool, Tallice. Like, let me, like, show you some cool stuff. And then she showed me how to, like, make little illusions. And all of a sudden, now I can just become invisible and walk up walls if I want to.
Nothing cool like that happened to me.
I mean, it could if you make friends with a fairy.
This girl gonna have so many classes.
This is literally like the 5th child that I've been like, make a pact with a fairy. Yeah, if you find like a mushroom ring and you just like hang out in them for long enough, like eventually like the fairies will probably show up. But I mean, I feel like you're probably like, I don't even know how you do what you do, but I feel like it would be really cool once you, like, you know, learn more about it.
Well, this is the first time that I've done anything on purpose.
Well, it takes practice.
Yeah.
I still had to practice, even though, like, I didn't read mine out of a book. Like, at first I could only do, like, really little horrible emotion, like, or illusions that looked like scribbles, but then they got better, and then I got the ability to, like, make myself look different. It takes time, and, like, the more you do it, the more you understand about however it works. But it works very different for me than it does for Sir, and I don't even know how Nova does it. She has these, like, cards, and, like, whatever card she pulls is what happens in the future. And then she, like
She's
makes...
psychic.
Well, yeah, but she also, like, makes a magical glowing, like, scythe out of, like, just pure energy, and, like, also can touch people and make their flesh, like, fall off and rot.
I want to do that, though.
I know, right? It's really cool! You know what?
My mom and dad told me that if I went to school that I could learn to use my magic better, and then I might be able to get a job, like... Well, like... My uncle, he works in Waterdeep, and he has a little bit of magic, but he works with like the I can't remember what my mom called it. Like underneath the city in like the pipes. But he has like some little bits of water magic that he can use, that he uses that help. That's why they use like his magic as like part of the city. So my mom is like, maybe you can learn some magic to like get a job in Waterdeep or something. But I don't want to get a job like that with my uncle. I want to do what you guys do. I want to make somebody's skin fall off.
How old are you?
10.
I'm only 10 years older than you, Calliope. You have plenty of time to learn. You could definitely do it. And you could become an adventurer. And we fought like scarecrows that could walk.
That sounds like so much more fun.
It's really scary. They had like blade hands and were like attacking us, and they were little like these green-skinned people that were also fairies, but the bad kind, and they were popping in and out of like being able to be seen, and they were making the scarecrows come to life, and so we had to like beat them up, and we had to beat up the scarecrows. And then we fought a brain puppy. It's like a little brain with legs.
Brain puppy? A brain with legs? What is that?
It's a brain with dog legs, and then
Why?
there was a little head.
Who did that? Who does that?
I don't know. It was really weird, and there was a little floating like head, and it had like an eye, but then it had like 4 little stalks on its head, and they had eyes on the end, and it could shoot like things out of it.
See, I just want to learn about all these. There's a lot of creatures in the world.
Yeah.
That aren't just like deer or dogs or cats, and I want to fight those, and I want to learn about those.
You know what a griffin is? Because they fly over Waterdeep all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a manticore is? Because we fought one of those too.
No.
Oh my gosh, it has like a person's face and this like horrible spiky mane.
She's like, what?
And it has like all of these rows of teeth, and it has like spikes all over its body that it like shoots out at you, and it flies with these like big wings. Horrible, horrible things.
Can you ride those like you ride?
Probably.
Griffins?
You probably could. Maybe like if you tamed one from like a baby.
Is it like a person though? You said it has a people face.
No, its face just looks like eerily. It's like
Like the like the uncanny valley. No,
it's
I'm
like
kidding.
the uncanny valley. Yeah, it's like it's weird, but yeah. I mean, like if you like all of the different creatures and you also like seeing different like natural phenomenon, why don't you become like, I don't know, would there be like a naturalist, a beast specialist? I'm sure that there is a job where you can do that kind of stuff, Calliope, and you could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want the invisible person scroll?
Yes.
Here you go. And I give her my scroll.
She takes it and she'll sit down on the railing again and she'll open up the scroll and start to study it.
Cool. Yeah.
Unseen Servant is
Oh
not a
my
sorcerer's
God.
spell though, so she won't be able to do
I
that.
was gonna say
That's
she's gonna have
okay.
to multi-class.
But she's trying.
No!
I don't. Tallice has no idea.
Valid.
Now I have one other spell scroll and I don't know what the spell is for it. And I said this last time and I don't think we ever figured out what it was, so.
I was actually just looking at my notes. And I have a note that says notes to look for next game old so that I keep it just in case, but it's not for this game. and I have a thing that says spell scroll pass without a trace, and I think that might be what that is.
Oh, okay.
That's a good. Yeah, that is definitely a scroll that we would have given to you
Yeah.
because that plus your invisibility
Oh yeah.
is basically you're not here.
I don't even know if I can cast that. I gotta look that up. Yeah, but then I'm just like hanging out on the deck and then like,
No one can cast it if you can't.
yeah, and then at some point, like, you know,
So-
especially once like stuff starts to like really get going, I will like find Victor and I will explain to him that I have the ability to I can just climb up stuff, like, and that if he needs people going up and down a lot to just like let me know and I'll help out with that.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Otherwise, I'm
okay.
just doing generic stuff to help out around the deck while keeping an eye on Calliope.
Okay. Everybody before cast off, gets food so that they don't have to worry about it once cast off has happened. So once you complete the meal, Frey, you do have people coming in to grab their fill of it.
Yeah, I will hand out little plates of griddle cakes, and once Calliope comes up for food, there will also be a small square mulled wine jelly candy on her plate.
Aww.
Since Frey
She,
doesn't
like-
know,
Pokes it.
yeah, that's just for you now. So keep that between us, okay?
Okay, what is it?
It's a little gummy candy. It's really good. I tasted one earlier. They have orange flavoring and a cinnamon stick. They're very good.
I don't get to have candy very often.
Well, let me know if you like it. I can make more. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now you enjoy that.
Okay. Thank you. And she
of
runs
course.
off to a table.
Technically, it's one of my treats, but since she has +8 temporary hit points, doesn't really do much for her. Since Frey didn't know about
That's
that.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
she
okay.
technically would have gained 2 temporary hit points. From it.
I mean, she can gain the 2 on top of the 8.
Sure, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So sweet. So she gains 2 more temporary hit points.
Damn. Got
This
a whole
little
10
girl is
hit points.
absolutely stacked and will outlive
She
all
will
of us.
live.
Well, I think this girl has more HP than like a guard.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
She
Yeah!
might have more HP than me. I
No.
only have 29, but
That'd be kind of funny.
it would be
out
really
of
funny.
out of character, Nova ended up pulling cards this morning just to like center herself. She pulled the 5 of Cups, and then the hidden influence was the 7 of Cups. So She got clocked, is essentially what happened. It was pretty much telling her to get over her
the
bullshit.
5 of Cups.
Yeah, the Five of Cups was telling her to get over her bullshit and stop wallowing and... Yeah, so...
It's also kind of funny that the Five of Cups shows up now that there's...
Yeah, five people. Yeah.
5 of Cups. Grow up!
So, when Nova comes to breakfast, she's, like, a little... Not sullen, because her cards told her to, like, stop acting like a little bitch. But she's a little, like squirmy, but she's trying to, like, stay in the present. So she's a little bit off, but she seems better than she was yesterday. Considerably. Like, she's actively working on listening to the cards, but it's a struggle. Yeah, they freaking clocked her this morning. Stop being a little bitch, and then get up, make a choice, make a decision. So, up.
Does Moongi ever come up and get food?
He does, in fact. He is up probably sooner than Nova is.
Okay. When I hand him
He'll
a
wander
plate,
in.
there is also another one of these jellies on his plate, and I will. Where did you learn to fight like that? Not many people mix martial arts and sword.
Well, I learned them separately. And it was kind of just I did a lot of tutoring. I've done a lot of different subjects growing up. My dad was kind of he wanted to make sure I was a very well-rounded person. So I learned them separately, and then in my own free time, I kind of, in practicing, figured out how to combine them in a way that I liked.
Very interesting fighting style.
Thanks.
Well, you have a good breakfast. I added something a little special on the side, so you enjoy that.
He like shuffles a bit, puts like the plate in like one hand, and holds his hand out. He's like, I don't think I ever actually introduced myself. I'm Munsu.
You can call me Frey. It's nice to meet you. I'll shake his hand.
You. And he will go off with his plate.
Yeah. So technically, if he eats the candy, he also gets 2 temporary hit points.
Okay. Liara will also. She's kind of hanging back and like leaning against the wall, just like watching the crew and everybody as they're getting their food. And she will come up to the like it's like a buffet basically, a style table. After most people have cleared out and gotten their fill to also get a plate.
Hopefully, this is up to your standards, Olivia.
Oh, I
I'm
forgot
sure
about
it's
that.
fine. I did too momentarily, and I was like, "What?" But
I forgot
remember now.
about that.
Well, enjoy.
Thanks. She won't step away.
Yikes.
And then loudly to the whole room, she'll say to the crew, finish eating quickly, come up to the deck. We're gonna have a talk before we set sail.
Ooh.
Hi, Captain.
And then
Mama
she will
voice.
go up.
Sir's like mid-meal, and he's like, I'm gonna be entirely honest, this food is delicious, Frey. I've completely lost my appetite. And Sir's going to just stand up and go up to the deck.
Yeah, I think Nova's gonna like do the anime girl, stuff a piece of toast in her mouth and run upstairs.
I will grab Sir's arm before he walks up. What? Why is Olivia giving commands? I'm confused.
Oh no.
Mico like leaving. Mico leaving like looks back and was like,
Mate, that's Captain Liara. I don't know who this Olivia broad you're talking about is.
She told me her name was Olivia.
Did she tell you did she tell you what to do? Like a captain?
Not that I can remember now.
Well, Call her whatever name she tells you to call her by, but that's the captain. And I pull out of his grasp and I go upstairs.
I'll follow, and you can hear him hear me whispering. I guess I'm special. I don't know why. Oh, that's weird.
I get to call it a special name.
Wait, do I hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just, like,
probably.
whispering,
Sir,
like,
fine.
Sir to himself is like, yeah, you're special, mate. You're real special. We're all special in Liara's eyes.
I love Liara. Oh jeez, I forgot she did that to you.
I'm really double kudos for you for just going with
it.
this.
Oh man, that was so.
Oh
Oh,
god.
my cheeks hurt.
I'm so. What does she want to talk? I don't know.
She did say it to the whole room, so there's
It's-
members of the crew.
Yeah, it's
There
the
as
whole
well.
crew. She's setting
Yeah.
boundaries and standards.
Yep. She will basically take a pancake. She didn't put any butter on it. She didn't put anything on it. She's just got a pancake and she's eating it as she's walking with like her hands.
So hardcore.
Little sociopathic, but I respect
Yeah, I
it.
respect it.
I've done it.
Wait, that's how I eat my pancake.
What? I eat pancakes like that. The hell?
Listen, so do I, but like it's a little bit like
Sociopathic.
We're gonna have to have a talk when we go on break.
We're gonna have a long discussion
It's
about
like
this.
some big D / like I hate all people energy.
I will say though, I do this more with latkes more than just
Yeah.
a regular pancake though.
I do it with waffles too.
Yeah, waffles.
Oh, you can-
Yeah.
You can bite a waffle cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like sweet stuff so much, so it'll either be just butter or nothing. I'll just eat it as is.
Damn. That's hardcore.
It's like nerf or nothing, butter or nothing.
Anyway, she will walk up onto the deck, go up to the top of the forecastle, and she will sit down and swing her legs over the banister, so that she's just sitting and letting her legs dangle, so that she's looking down over the deck for everyone. And she kind of waits for everybody to gather as she is just munching on her pancake. She's got like it's sort of a light linen shirt, like button-up shirt that she's got tucked into like high-waisted pants that she's got like a corset type belt, a longer jacket that's hanging down over the banister, and she's actually got a hat on. She looks the most like a sailor / former pirate that you have ever seen her. And she waits for everybody to gather. And once everybody has gathered, she will speak out loud. I know none of you have met me. I wasn't the one who hired you. I'm your captain. This is going to be a short trip, so I'm really not interested in getting to know any of you. You'll all be paid handsomely at the end of this. As long as you follow instructions, follow my rules, and prove that you are capable sailors, we won't have any issues. Is there anybody that has any questions? Now's the time.
I look at Frey.
Look back at sir.
Good.
Look forward.
Oh, yes.
No.
Nice hair.
It's just oh.
What'd
That's
you
all.
say?
I said you have nice hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all.
Liara's like, not a question, but
Yeah, but okay.
I'll take it, I guess.
Everybody knows their positions. We're going to be setting sail within the next 15 minutes or so. So if you need anything or need to do anything, now is the time. And she will swing back over the banister, dismissive wave, and she will step up onto the forecastle.
that's like the exact thing that you said to me before, and it's still scary.
I would like to approach the captain now that I know she's the captain.
Oh no.
Okay.
Hello. I don't really have a nickname, but since we're on a nickname basis here, you could give me one, I guess.
Oh no!
But that's up to you. But it's nice to know that you're actually the captain.
She smiles.
Smile back. If you want anything specifically made for food, just let me know. I'm a great cook. You know that.
I do.
Mhm.
Huh.
All right, cool. Great. That conversation. Yep. All right.
As you were.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. This
I'm
is
just kind of like
okay.
standard round because I don't really have anything to do until lunch. So
I think Frey might actually have the biggest balls of the party.
Wait, did Frey just say to her that he's gonna stand around because he has nothing to do?
No, he'll just like walk off to the side. That was Derek saying what Frey was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just like step over to the side and just be like, just watching.
So she watches you step over to the side and watches you just watching the rest of the crew getting ready and working.
Oh god.
And she'll cross her arms.
A little confused, but Frey doesn't do anything.
Please,
He's so
please,
himbo.
please,
He's
please,
so
do I
dumb.
see, can I save this man?
Yeah, sure.
Can I save this man?
Yeah, go.
Hey, Frey mate, we've got a couple things that we need to move down below the deck. Do you mind helping me out?
Sure, I guess.
So, like, when you like look back and forth, there's like.
I will walk over to Sir. What was all this? Like
If you're gonna just stay and observe, at least do it out of her sight, man. Come on. And I'm gonna put a hand on your back and I'm gonna take you over to some boxes that we can move. And I look over my shoulder at Liara and I'm just like, ah.
She nods.
I know it seems like you shouldn't need to be doing this, but I am saving your life right now. You're welcome, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, chat.
Aww.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Ow. Okay. So the crew jumps, much as Sir did, to getting everything ready and set to go for you guys to set sail in a few minutes. Unless is there anything anybody would like to do before that happens?
I think I'll probably just do another perception, like just keeping watch, helping on deck, like staying up so I can keep an eye on things.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Not great. 16.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I'll have something to do, but after the ship is set off, just really, really quickly in private, but he's gonna work.
Okay. So the ship, everybody jumps to attention to their positions, and the very skilled helmsman navigates the ship out of the harbor. It's a little chaotic while this is happening. There's a lot of shouting back and forth, jumping from one place to another, making sure the sails are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Liara overseeing all of it. But eventually, everybody is able to maneuver the ship out to the harbor, and then eventually to open water. It is a 5-day journey with good conditions. And this first day is essentially yours to do with what you want. If anything.
I gotta look at my stuff. Hold on.
Look at your stuff. Because this could either be a long little thing or it could be so short. But Sir has got to know at this point. Galore. Can I cast Legend Lore on Liara? Is she famous enough? because Sir has now realized like people here in Baldur's Gate know her. And like important people. I want to know, Galore, who is this woman? I don't know if she counts.
Galore just like pulls out a knife and stabs Sir and is like, "This is who Liara is."
Okay. Give me a few minutes.
That's what
To get what Galore is gonna say about Liara. I can multitask, so we'll put a pin in that really quick while I get that ready. But if anybody else has anything they'd like to do while I'm doing this.
You know what? I will go and do some inter-party RP.
Okay.
Because it's something that I wanted to do anyway, and also maybe it will help. Tallice will go find Mico.
Mico is probably looking over the deck because he's never been on the ocean. So he's just vibing. Low key though, because if anybody who looks authoritative is looking his way, he pulls out his notebook like he's doing some quick calculations on where they're going, but he's not actually doing anything.
I will post up next to Mico and also vibe for a moment. Say, good morning.
Good morning.
I require your assistance.
Are we pranking people?
Yes, and I think after this, I will release you and Frey from your death pact with me.
Thank goodness. I don't know if I would be able to keep my promise that long, to be honest. There's a lot of open space. And, you know...
Yeah, we're probably, like... Within the next 30 minutes, we could literally run into fog filled with ghosts. And so I want to just make use of some things now while we have the time. So... Here's what we have, like, lined up. Let me just, like, run you through everything that we've got.
Okay.
So, you could go into the kitchens, and you could put sugar into the salt shakers while Frey isn't looking. And I can distract Frey.
Uh-huh.
Or, I can go and distract Sir, and you can tie his shoelaces together as, like, a little rat or something. You know, just, like, whatever you want. Or... I will go and open the doors to the cabins that Frey and Nova and Sir and Moongi were all staying in, and I want you to swap the contents of all of their bags into another person's bag. And once one of these things is done, your pact is completed.
Let's start small. Because you said we're pranking on these people, I want to start with the easiest target, and that one is your big red friend.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, we could also go into his backpack. I could give you some glitter, and you could take the glitter and like just fill his backpack with it.
We can do both.
I'm on the stone. You can't prank me. I'm on the stone.
I mean, especially if I just turn into a little creature. I mean, he probably can't even see his feet when he looks down because of...
No, I don't. I just, his pecs are so huge, he probably doesn't see them normally.
This could be at any time during the day, so it could be before or after you attempted to legend lore, just to make it possible for that to happen.
What are you thinking? Are we doing shoelaces, sugar in the salt shakers, glitter in the bag, switching everybody's clothes?
We'll start with the shoelaces. I think that's going to be the easiest one to pull.
Okay, I'm gonna go and talk to Sir, and, you know, just like, when it seems right, just like go for it.
Okay.
And then like I'll keep an eye out, and once I see a signal from you, that's when I'll tell him to like start walking somewhere, and then he'll just like... Perfect!
Do you know what it's like to be the player, hear this said in front of my face, and know that my passive perception means I can't do anything to stop it from happening?
I go and I find Sir.
Hi, little lady.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know that Liara said that, like, well, okay, like, Victor was like, why are you hiring people that are dancing and stuff? Like, whatever, you know, like, really boring. I thought that was really important because it, like, you know, not only does it show that they have teamwork skills, but also that they're, like, you know, like, limber and flexible, you know what I mean?
And it's like a morale thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, so, like, I put together, like, a kind of, like, I guess you could call it, like, a sort of dance exercise, and I wanted to show it to you, but you need to stay there, and you need to, like, come stand over here, and I'll pull him, like, off to the side, like, kind of near, like, a staircase, or a door that is near where Mico was.
A staircase?
No, not, like, to go up the stairs, like, if he was, like, up where Liara was, and he's about to, like, turn into a little thingy, then he's gonna go, like, boop, 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 and then you're right there.
Okay.
So I take you right there, and I just, like, have you lean up against the railing, and I just start, like, explaining, like, how I was, like, inspired by, like, the falling autumn leaves and, like, the gentle, like, crash of waves against the Baldur's Gate docks when I was, like, designing this dance. And then I, like, go through and I just completely make up a dance on the spot and start showing it to Sir, and then, like, ask him what he thinks in order to give Mico time to tie Sir's shoelaces together.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna make sure that I am out of sight. And I'm going to I'll look around and make sure, like, nobody is, like, paying too close attention, and if they are, I'm probably just gonna be like, shh. But what I want to do is wild shape. Oh no, Chel's still here. I'm going to wait.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna wild shape into a little white mouse.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, as best as I can, just sneak back over and use my little mouse mouth to try and tie his shoes together.
Roll me. Trying to decide if I should do sleight of hand or stuff. Why don't you first go ahead and roll me a stealth check?
Okay. 23, because I rolled a natural 19. I think mice have a +4.
Okay, so with that in mind now, that is kind of to sneak up to him. With that in mind now, why don't you roll me a sleight of hand check?
Okay, let me check.
I mean, yeah, Tallice, it's a little bit rough around the edges, but I like a lot of the moves.
No, what? Oh, go ahead.
Not 20.
You got it.
I don't think it's rough around the edges, but, like, maybe I could, like, and I'm like testing, like, fixing some of the moves, and I'm waiting to see a
Well,
sign
I mean,
from
like,
Mico.
you gotta have, like, when you're doing the chest,
Yeah, like,
you gotta bring the shoulders back, and you gotta, like, actually pump the chest out. And Sir does titty moves.
not everyone is as well endowed as you are.
Well, that's unfortunate. But most of these men are sailors. They got barrel chests. They can do it.
Right. So next, I'm thinking about also, like, incorporating the mast into this, and we can, like, climb and, like, jump off of it and stuff. And I'm just, like, explaining more dance stuff to Sir, waiting for Mico.
Yeah, I'll just go by and I'll go back to where I was, like, hiding out, and then I will. God.
This is so stupid.
I'll go back to where I was hiding out, and I'll wild shape back, and I'll just kind of walk by them again. Tap Tallice on the shoulder and just be like, "Afternoon."
Hi, Mico. Oh, you know what, Mico? Sir here actually wanted to show you some of the dance moves that I was just demonstrating. Sir, come here.
Well-
Come here. We're gonna show Mico some of our dance moves.
I walk forward towards Tallice.
Oh, you're
Your shoes are tied together.
Yeah.
trip and fall.
If I'm gonna trip and fall, I want to trip and fall in the most spectacular way possible. I want him to trip and fall and embed his horns into the floor
Oh no!
so that his head is stuck and his ass is up in the air. And his head is pinned into the floor by his horns.
Oh no!
And he's like, oh shit.
Oh my god, what just happened? That is so...
His tail is like just sort of like, because he's a cat off balance, so it's just flopping all around. And he's like, oh my god. Oh, that
Maybe-
bloody hat.
You shouldn't be doing dance moves. You're not very coordinated, are you?
I'm plenty coordinated. I tripped on something.
Oh no!
I can't see. I'm staring at the floor.
Well, get your head out of there then.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna like rip up a plank or something and Leora's gonna kill me.
Here, I'll help you. And I just start like pulling Sir's hair.
Ow. 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 Don't pull on the head. Pull on the horns.
Let me. I'll
Oh my god. Mico, help me out.
I'm trying to grab him by like the arm or something. A yank.
Ow. Ow. No. No one's listening to me.
Get like one hand on the hair, one hand on his tail.
I've had it.
That was really unfortunate. I'm so sorry that that happened. What did you trip on?
I don't know. Probably like a step or something. And he goes to take another step.
No.
And he trips again, but this time he doesn't embed his horns in there. And he's like,
Oh no! Someone tied your shoelaces together.
Oh my gosh, Mico, you're right. That is like so messed up. Who would do that?
oh, and he gets really mad and he's about to untie these and he's gonna come after you. So he's like picking his boots up and he's like, you little gits.
I'm gonna go near Liara and start trying to act like I'm doing coordination. I'm going near Liara and I'm pulling out this stuff and I'm trying to coordinate because he's too scared.
If you run by Liara, he kind of comes out and he's like,
Is there a problem?
Captain, everything looks great. We should be on course. I'm just quadruple checking.
I was just trying to get after them to tell them that they shouldn't be running on deck. They're gonna break something.
I was testing to make sure that the deck was properly, that the traction, wasn't too slippery. It's good. In case anyone does run, they won't slip. Except Sir probably will, because he just slipped before. He's very clumsy.
I did not slip.
Captain!
Captain.
Yes.
No, just that was yeah.
Spin on the heel and go run away from Sir again.
He just watches you two and he's like, I'm gonna go shit.
Success.
Easy peasy.
Anything from anybody else?
Frey would have spent a lot of his time in the kitchen.
Okay.
Now that he knows that apparently he can't just stand around, he'll just stand around in the kitchen.
I'm dealing with a monster nova, so no,
You're
at
good.
the moment I'm preoccupied.
That's okay.
Frey is
I'm
gonna get
almost done with
killed.
what I'm doing. Calliope is kind of she's pretty determined to try to cast the spell that's on that scroll. So she spends a lot of her time attempting to do that, but after a while, if she is unsuccessful, which she is, she will tuck it under her arm and she will walk around the deck and just try to. She does a lot of watching of people doing things. She's very interested in like how the ship operates, so she'll probably watch like the helmsman and watch the mechanism that the helm is and what it's doing, stuff like that. I think, however, this is a good time to take a break. So we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, BRB fam.
Welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist Resurfaced, everyone. We have taken our break, we are refreshed, and we are ready to continue. Is there anything anybody would like to do before I start the legend lore?
Give us that juice.
Okay. So, you use Galore to cast legend lore. And he says to you, Liara, she was born into Waterdavian wealth, acquired off the backs of innocent people. A masked patriarch holding a lordship within the City of Splendors, the consequences of his actions brought the untimely demise of a beloved mother. Even young, she was a serpent, and at her hands, behind his mantle, her father fell. The City of Splendors could not contain her, however, and she took to the seas that were as dark and tumultuous as she was. Mopping decks and taking orders was never in her blood. She was far too substantial for anything that she attempted, and once again, the Viper struck. Her spot on the ship grew as much as it could to fit her, but the overseeing of other lives was not as enticing to her as extinguishing them. She desired autonomy unhindered by the weak, and so the serpent became the adder, setting herself apart from any other snake in the City of Vipers, skilled and furtive, her brand of venom highly sought out.
Okay.
You know, Galore, I almost tried to make a deal with her to find you. She said that she had known where you'd been hiding.
That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
I wonder if she still wants you.
Why does that sound somewhat threatening?
Galore, I would never threaten. You've been such a useful ally. Pats my pocket. Thank you for the information. One of the masked lords. Back to work.
Oh man, that is a chunk of text.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
about to write
some
that
deep
later.
cut. Damn.
Woo! I gotta reread
Mas-
this. I gotta reread
Mas-
that. This is...
Masked Lord of Waterdeep was her dad. Dad did some shit that caused her mom to die. She took revenge, killed her dad, went and became a pirate, didn't like ordering people around, really only sees joy in killing people. So became the most skilled snake in the City of Vipers?
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And now she's giving us a ride home. Sir will say this. Sir will say, oh, that cultist lady's so dead.
Yeah,
I
yikes.
think that is the closest that anybody has ever gotten to Liara's entire backstory.
Damn!
Oh my god, we did it!
I cheated.
You did, but you still did it. You used
I
the
did
game
too.
tools that are at your disposal.
That was
Wow.
like heavy as fuck.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that this lady that
Oh my
we're
God.
sending her after really stands a chance.
The Nine of Swords now makes so much sense.
The Nine of Swords! Your deck knew.
My deck is on something else. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, yeah, so I mean, if the first person she ever killed was a masked Lord of Waterdeep, I think that this little problem is going to take care
Yeah.
of itself.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Alright, well, thank you, Chel.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Wow.
That was. Poof. Okay.
Sorry that it took me so long.
No,
to
that
write.
makes sense.
No, I mean, she's an important character of of all of your NPCs, she's like one of the most special ones. So I'm glad that you took the time to like make a really beefy,
Juicy.
dungeon lore. I don't think I have anything that I would be doing other than just helping out on the ship for the rest of the day.
Okay. If that is how you'd like to spend the first day, is kind of just helping around on the ship, learning a little bit about Liara. The first day on your ship ride back to Waterdeep goes pretty uneventfully. Moving into the second day, this is about a 5-day journey, so I would say within the first 3 days, if there is anything that anybody would like to do, to let me know.
Every morning, Frey will hand both Mungi and Calliope the treats that give 2 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Are you microdosing them?
Just
No, this is helping. It is for beneficial effects.
Just
But
make,
yeah, that's where my 2 treats go to.
Okay.
just
we
making
don't-
sure that they stay.
Hold on. Graf, go ahead.
Yeah, just making sure that the ship stays on track. Pretty much going around and checking like every 2 to 3 hours, basically. He's very
Okay.
thorough.
Why don't you roll me a survival check?
Ooh.
Okay. 22.
Okay.
Damn.
I will keep that in mind. Anything else anybody would like to be doing over this
We don't.
first 3 days?
We don't have to like role play it, but I feel like Noah would definitely want to like test the waters with Mungi and spar with him, but she wouldn't
Okay.
like
Oh.
unlock her scythe. She would keep it as just her tent pole. Like she doesn't want to like draw blood obviously on Liara's deck. She's like she'll
Okay.
have a shit fit. But like
Yeah.
whether it be in the morning or like later in the evening, because Nova I feel like sleeps in and stays up late for like watches because she has the goggles of night now.
Mm-hmm.
So she would be doing a lot of like, watches. So whether he wants to do it at night or in the morning when he's doing his routines, she would join him for a few spars.
Okay. I will say he is a pretty even match for you, and it's because his fighting style is so interesting. There is kind of a learning curve on your part on like how to counter the moves that he makes, but it's entertaining and it's fun, and it's clear that he has not slacked as far as
Is he
keeping
more,
up with
like,
that part of the
Dex or
studies.
strength? Like,
More. That's a good question, because he uses rapiers, so
Right.
he uses dex to fight.
okay.
But it's clear he's also very, very strong.
Damn. He might actually outdo me in strength then.
He has a
Alright.
plus 3 to his
Oh
strength.
yeah, he's stronger than me. But he's also
Yeah.
like a full head taller than me, so
Yeah.
He's always been a big guy. You said.
he's always been a bigger boy.
hmm
Okay, that's interesting. But he uses dex to fight with his rapier.
hmm
Okay. Interesting. Ooh, do I want to do it? Hang on. I gotta roll.
Stab him in
Dude.
the chest, rip out his heart, and eat it.
Melt his flesh,
Wait,
inflict
what?
wounds,
No,
third
no,
level.
no. She is during one of their
And grab that.
because she being around Mungi brings out like her inner brat, so she's going to use channel divinity and muscle memory and try and take something from him. She wants to learn what he's good at, like inside and out.
Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, she's gonna be a bit of a brat. And like if he's got the upper hand on her, she's gonna use it to try and like turn the tide.
Oh my goodness! Wait, does that you could take like Liara's expertises away?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she'd be so pissed.
That's a bad idea.
She would never. Unless absolutely
Never.
necessary, but she would never.
Okay, I will say he's got proficiency in acrobatics, athletics, persuasion, and insight, as well as with like rapier, daggers, dex and strength saving throws. He also has proficiency in multiple instruments, land vehicles.
That's not surprising. Horses.
Yeah, stuff like that.
He got any thieves' tools in there?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? You could
Okay.
just like hit him real close to his heart and take away that land vehicle proficiency.
Ooh, you know, he sits down, he takes the reins, he's like,
What type of like saving throw or skill check would it be to try and trip him? Because she would take away his proficiency in that.
If you're trying to, depends on how you're trying to trip him.
With
just, like, trying to sweep
my
his
long
legs out from underneath
tent pole
him?
underneath through like back of the knees.
I would say probably like a dex saving throw.
Okay, I'll take away his dex saving throw.
Okay. He does have proficiency in that.
Let's do monkey dice.
He rolled a 9.
She rolled a 1.
Oh no!
That's her
He
inner being
rolled
like,
really-
I can't do it.
He rolled real poorly, but so did you. So you try to sweep his legs out from underneath him, and he just jumps over it.
Damn
like
it! Okay, that's valid. Okay, yeah, that's how we spend our days or nights, whatever. I rolled a 1. Thanks, Monkey Die. I was on Monkey's side.
Anybody else have anything specific they would like to keep in mind for the first 3 days?
At some point when like Sir and Nova are not around, like maybe like in the evening or like at night, I collect Frey and Mico and I take them up to the front of the ship and I make them all hold hands. I make everybody hold hands. And I say, the pact has been fulfilled and you are no longer obligated to keep the secret of Mico's shape-changing power. I release you from this bond. And then I kind of like shake my hands a little bit. since the thing I was waiting for was to just prank somebody, and that's done. So that's what they say. I release them. I don't know what happens when they do that. That's it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm still not planning on telling anybody what Mico can do.
Well, yeah, that's Mico's business, but like,
Exactly.
you won't, in case it slips out, you won't die a horrible death where like the breath gets sucked out of your body and then your lungs like pop out of your mouth.
It's fine.
Ooh.
Nothing accidentally slipped out.
Kristy!
You
Oh, I don't know. I just had a really bad visual. And I was like, oh! Sorry.
I'm sorry, I looked up and saw your face.
I was good with sucking the air out of your mouth, and then she's like, and your lungs come out too, out your mouth, and I was like, oh, alright.
Oh my
Oh, that made me
goodness.
cry. Okay.
Okay, have a good night. Bye.
Sir is just going to be sort of Calliope's little silent guardian. I want to try and keep her in sight as best I can, but not following her around, and possibly play a little bit of tag, but I use my mage hand and cheat because she's probably small and fast.
Rude. But yes.
Kristy, check the in-game chat. Sorry, producing thing.
No, you're good. Calliope spends like I said, a lot of her time. It's really clear that she's an observer, She will sit and she'll watch somebody do something for a long period of time. And then, so like a knot, for example, she'll watch pretty intently somebody tying a knot. And then when they step away, she'll go over to that length of rope and also attempt to do that knot. She's very observant and likes to watch how things work. So if you're following her around, that's something that you're seeing.
So curious about the world. And I mean, I'll never do it. I can't do it. I can't forsake the mission. But if I told her, hey, if I told this girl about Galore, she would, and that she could ask pretty much like any question. Oh my god. But he thinks about it for a moment, and Galore, I think, can read my thoughts, and then he's like, no, I'm not giving you to a little girl.
Anything else from anybody for the first 3 days? Okay. Mico.
Ooh.
In your observations, trying to make sure that the ship is staying on track and that everything is going according to plan. On the third day, you notice that the sky is very overcast. It's a little bit cooler that day. The sky is very overcast. And there are very, very dark clouds on the horizon.
Ooh. I think Calliope told me about this a few days ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, were you saying something? You got choppy. So.
Nope, just waiting for you. You're fine. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. He's probably going to wait for a moment, but ultimately he's going to probably go to Liara because she's the one in charge.
Okay.
And just kind of be like, I noticed dark clouds. It's a bit cooler today. I'm kind of a little bit concerned that we might be heading towards something.
She'll like move over to the railing and kind of look over out at the ocean. And it kind of spreads most of the horizon in front of you. Like there's no avoiding whatever is ahead. So she's contemplating perhaps a different route that you guys could take, but she shakes her head and eventually turns back to you and says, looks like we're going to be dealing with some choppy weather then soon, because I don't think we're going to be able to navigate out of it.
All right, no problem then. I will help as best I can.
Why don't you go find Tallice and have her go into the barrel, crow's nest. Keep an eye on things.
Okay. Tallice! Tallice!
I'm probably like tying knots, but like making them. I'm putting a little bow on the end of all of them. Like I'm tying them in the sailor knots, but then putting like a little extra, or like coating them in a bit of glitter. You know how like ropes they'll tar the ends of them to like stop them from fraying. I'm just like rubbing some fraying. I'll put some glitter on them. Hi.
You are needed by Liara up in the crow's nest, because we're going into a bad storm, and it's gonna be awful, so...
Did you say Liara needs me?
There it is.
There was a whole sentence after that.
He kind of pauses for a second, and I was like, he's like, well, I kind of added the needed part. I think she more wants you to go there than needs you to.
Did you say Liara wants me?
to the crow's nest, please? Before she yells at yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mico. I put my hand on his cheek. Thank you for delivering this blessing to me. Bye! And then I reach into like kind of like the hair behind my ear, and there's a little spider that I pull out, and then I don't know what this other component is, but I kiss the little spider, I put it back, and then I cast spider climb on myself, and I go walk up the thingy, the mast, and go up to the crow's nest.
While she's doing that, I'll probably go warn everybody else of the storm that we're going to be going into, just to make sure everyone's prepared.
Okay, I'll make my way up to the deck then.
Okay. The second component in spider climb is bitumen. It's kind
What is
of
that?
like asphalt, like tar.
I thought you were about to say ass.
Ass.
Yeah.
It's just literal ass.
Straight up ass.
Yeah, so I don't know, I kissed the spider, and then I just, like, rubbed some asphalt on my shoes. I don't know. No, I don't. That would ruin my shoes.
The struggle spell component.
That would
You
literally
chew
ruin
it. You chew it until it's like bubble gum, and then you stick it on your boot.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I do. I chew
Asphalt.
some literal asphalt, like bubble gum. I blow a bubble with it, and then when I flick the bubble and it pops and into like purpley glitter around me, and then all of a sudden my shoes are sticky, and I just walk right up that stuff.
Amazing.
Okay.
And now I'm looking out.
Okay.
I will also go to the bow and do look out on the bow.
Okay. Liara does begin to walk around. She's starting to shout orders to deckhands to start tying things down. Anything that's loose gets tied down. The hatches get tied shut. Things like that to prepare for a potential weather occurrence. Calliope is kind of watching everybody begin to like jump to work, and she's got kind of this like concerned look on her face as she's like, you are muted if you wanted us to hear what you said.
No, I was just thinking, like, I guess I should have taken her up with me since I have calm emotions in my, like, daily kit while we have her. Are there, like, rungs? Like, ladder rungs?
Yeah,
Am I about to make a 10-year-old climb up
just
here?
they're just like pieces of like 2x4s that are nailed into the mast, though. They're not like a traditional ladder. Typically, there's a rope that is cast down over the mast like that you use. You grab onto the rope and use it to help climb up the...
Oh! I have a rope of climbing! I have a rope of climbing, so I will throw down the rope of climbing, and I will tell it not to knot, and then I'll like motion to Calliope to come up.
Okay. That gives her advantage on checks,
Yeah, it
right?
says, it shortens to 50-foot length and grants advantage on checks made to climb it.
She rolled a 17.
Queen!
And when she gets to the top, she'll be like, I'm good at that because I climb trees a lot. We have ropes in the trees outside of my house.
I love climbing trees, it's really fun. We have to keep a lookout up here, though. Liara needs us. The captain needs us.
So what's happening, though? Because everybody seems really... They're, like, running around really fast.
Well, you're the cloud expert, why don't you tell me? What does that mean? And I'll point to, like, the storms.
It means we're sailing into a storm, probably.
Right, and if we're, like, in a boat on a storm, what'll happen around us? Because the storm's
No.
not just gonna be rain, right?
Be lots of waves.
Yeah. So they're tying everything down so that it doesn't go, like, flying off.
Okay.
And if we're up here, then we can keep a lookout on everything. But I'll help you climb down if we need to get down.
Okay.
I can walk sideways right now.
Nova and Tallice, go ahead and roll me perception checks as the ship continues to sail.
Is
Everybody
Calliope
else.
rolling too?
Yes, she is. Everybody else, what are you doing? Sir, Frey, Mico.
Huh. I'll let someone else go first.
So Mico came down and told all of us about what was going on. Is that right?
Yep.
So Frey is going to basically make sure all of his knives and like all of his cooking utensils basically are secured, and if the boat, does like some motion back and forth, no knives are gonna go flying around the kitchen. So yeah, he's
Fair.
gonna do that, and then he will go up and see if anybody else needs help up on top of on the deck.
Okay.
Since it's a storm, it's not. He knows he needs the help if there's like an issue, so he goes up to the help then.
Yeah, so you can assist in the tying of down of crates and things like that. Yeah.
Since so Mico, if Mico told Sir will actually want to stay by Mico, since he can recognize that Mico is going to know this better than anyone, and with Tallice being with Calliope, he's kind of like okay with that. So Sir would actually be like, all right, now the last time that I got some strange weather on a ship, we were attacked by ghosts. Is this a normal storm, or is this something more? Do you know?
I don't know what Ghost Storm looks like, but it looks pretty standard to me.
Alright. I've not done between you and me, Mico. Which, by the way, before I forget, we're gonna have a conversation about that little prank you pulled. I can't get anything out of Tallice, but I can... Excuse me? We won't?
No.
We will. Anyway. Between you and me, I have not actually done a lot of traveling. Is it a bad looking storm? Is it like, is this something?
Well,
I want to know.
It looks as far as storms go, it looks relatively normal. However, at sea, even normal storms can pose an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It doesn't look too bad a storm if we were on land, but on the ocean, well, I haven't really been on the ocean, but I've seen how the water gets moved around in rivers and stuff when storms are passing through on land, so I can only assume that it's way worse out here. We're probably in for a rough time, and that's not considering the fact that it might get worse.
Alright, well, if I see you panicking or worried, then I'll know to kick it into overdrive. Otherwise, why don't you help me tie some stuff down?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The closer or further, I guess, into this storm that you guys begin to sail, the closer that you get to it, the more preparation is happening.
I rolled a 26, by the way.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
Okay. Liara instructs everyone who is able to do what is called reefing of the sails. And basically what that means is the sails are fully open when conditions are good, when the wind is right. But if a storm wind catches into the fully unfurled sail, it's going to toss the ship. So essentially what reefing does is it pulls it partially furls the sails so that there's less surface area for a storm wind to catch on, because a storm wind doesn't need a lot of surface area in order to move the ship forward. So it's making it safer for the ship to navigate through that those conditions. So she requests that these sails that the moving forward sailing that you guys are going to be reefing. There are also, in preparation for storms, there are storm sails that are attached to the mast as well that normally remain furled. They are usually only used if reefing doesn't work, but she is also instructing people to make sure that it's easy to unfurl those storm sails should the need arise. They're usually, think like a fish's fin. They're usually smaller and kind of triangular shaped and more flush to the mast. So that is kind of what is happening. She's instructing unnecessary personnel, so mostly the deckhands, once all of that is done, to go below deck, to be out of the way, because there needs to be room on the deck for those, I don't want to say more important, but I guess more skilled individuals to do what they need to do. With those perception checks, and Calliope rolled a 15. It takes a bit for the first signs of a storm to start, and the winds start to pick up and it kind of starts to rain a little bit, and that's kind of how you guys know you're getting a little closer to it. Nova, in the water ahead of you, there is a big disturbance in the waves. It's difficult for you to tell exactly what it is from the distance that you're at now, but the water it doesn't look right. Moving forward.
I call that back to the helm. Disturbance in the water ahead. Looks unnatural.
The helmsman is kind of craning over the helm to get a peek at it, but Liara moves up to the deck and she's like, well, where? What do you mean?
There. See that there?
And she will look out. And you hear her go, shit.
Oh.
And she turns
Liara?
Back to the ship, and she yells out over everything so that everyone can hear. Everyone get pieces of rope now. We're moving to a whirlpool.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm on the move.
Anybody who's unnecessary, tie yourself to the mast, tie yourself to the railing, do what you need to do.
I tie myself to the railing.
I use the rope of climbing, and I you know what? It's like in airlines when they say put your own mask on first and then get somebody else. I tie myself down first and then I help Calliope get tied down.
Smart. So smart.
Okay. Just because it sounds like it's gonna get dramatic. If we also had rhythm in here, would that mess up our cameras?
No.
Because you have non-video?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's only on video, so if you want to give
then
the layers,
I'm gonna layer this because I'm amazing.
You do the rain. I have pirate music.
Yeah, all right. Just have rhythm do that.
Chel, while they're doing that, I have a question for you. Is the ship like rocking back and forth? So it's like, are people like moving? Like, is it side to side, and it's like people can like are starting to slide and stuff?
Yes.
With me, since I have spider climb, does that affect me, or do I just stay in place? Because I basically have the spider climb spell at all times.
If you have the spider climb spell at all times, I will say, because it allows you to move across vertical surfaces and like upside down on ceilings and stuff, if you're putting in the effort, you won't be knocked everywhere.
Okay, cool.
You can just like stick yourself to the deck.
Yeah, so I'll grab a rope just to hold on to it, but I'm not actually tying it to myself.
Okay, good to know.
I will try to tie myself because I do not have spider climb.
Yep, I suppose I'm gonna tie myself.
Okay. Liara is tying herself loosely to the railing. She left a lot of slack so that she can move around if need be. As we are moving forward, there are checks that are going to need to be made by the crew and yourselves, and however you are going to be assisting in this matter. Those checks I'm going to be putting in your hands. So those aren't going to be things that I'm going to be rolling. Any checks that the ship is going to be making to navigate this whirlpool, I'm going to be tossing out, and you guys can decide amongst yourselves who you would like to make those rolls, so that the fate of the ship is essentially in your hands. So, as you guys are all getting yourselves kind of tied down, and you're attempting to make sure that you are at least that you are at least safe in that regard. There is a group check involved in the first a group check involved in the first steps of the ship navigating this. So the ship, I will give you the modifiers. God, as we move forward. So, who would like to roll the first strength check for the helmsman?
I normally do strength checks.
Do it.
Yep, go ahead.
I'll do it.
Okay, you've got a +5.
Damn.
Okay. 18.
Okay.
Physical dice for this one.
Good boy.
And who would like to roll the intelligence check for water vehicles? Basically a water vehicles check.
Do it.
I will.
Okay,
Go for it.
+3.
13.
Okay.
Okay.
Who would like to roll a nature check?
I will do it.
Okay. You have a +3.
Okay. 9.
Okay. And who would like to roll Victor's intimidation check?
I can do it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
He has proficiency of a +6.
Oh, damn. Which dice? Does he have a specific color he likes?
Probably blue.
Blue? Okay.
Blue.
+6?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Okay, that intimidation was for like the crew, telling the crew what to do.
Gotcha.
We don't persuade our crew.
We intimidate them to work.
Now, is there anything that any of you would like to be doing in order to add more modifiers to this roll?
I don't expect this to do much, but this is all Nova has that could potentially help. Is she's gonna try and destroy any water that comes onto the deck that could weigh us down.
Ooh.
Okay, with create destroy water spell?
Yes.
Okay.
I know it's only 10 gallons, but I could go up to second level, do 20 gallons. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I don't know that this is necessary. You know what? This is assisting the crew. If, this is assisting everybody, I think. If Calliope seems like she's about to, like, lose it or she gets really anxious, I am waiting to cast Calm Emotions. And I'm just trying to hold on to her up there.
Definitely on edge.
Yeah, I'm, you know what? While I'm up there with her, I'll just, I'm just kind of, like, holding her up against the crow's nest, and I'll just start singing her some, like, sea shanties that I know from, like, being on the ship, and half of them are probably in Undercommon, so she doesn't understand them, but I'll just do that and, like, try to hold on to her.
Okay.
I just think this is me possibly prepping for the future. If Nova will allow me, I want to actually go get my portable. Did you ever recover the portable hole when we dropped the avalanche?
Yeah, she still
I want to
has
use if he could flip a quick message and just be like, hey, just in case, I think I may have a plan, but I need that portable hole back. Can I just send my hand over and grab that?
Sure.
I'm tied up. Okay, so just slip the sleeve, like, out of your hand. I'll grab that so that I can just have the portable hole back.
Okay.
Just in case. Not using it yet.
Mico or Frey, you have anything?
Well, I am, since I really don't have to super worry about falling off the ship, I'm basically just gonna do, like, walks around the deck just to make sure that none of the knots anybody tied comes undone with, like, the motion of the boat and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna basically walk around, make sure everything's secure is what I want to do. So,
Mico?
Gosh, I do not know. I think because my thing has a pretty high strength, so I'm probably going to cast Summon Bestial Spirit. And I'm gonna do an air one. So he's basically, he like does the little ball in his hand, and above him out flies from like a little portal thing, a bird. And what that will do is that it will fly around, and I'll have it use, if it can, I'll have it use its action to either help or to keep people from falling over the edge if they get too close.
Okay.
And just concentrate on that.
Awesome. Okay, so the ship, as you guys are moving, all of these checks immediately are the helmsman and the rest of the crew and you guys beginning to try to, at the very least, not get completely sucked in to this whirlpool that you are coming up on. So there is a lot of strength and effort involved in the helmsman attempting to turn the ship so that he can try to at least start to navigate around this whirlpool. Unfortunately, the bow of the ship kind of gets caught in these waves, and you guys are pulled into it a little bit. But with that strength check, he is able to, at the very least, keep you guys from going in any further. But there's this huge lurch of the ship as this current that is so rapidly circling next to you guys basically grabs the ship and lurches and pulls it in. So there's this massive just shake of the ship. Mico and Frey, as you guys are moving around, attempting either with your spirit or walking around, attempting to make sure that everybody has ropes that are tied properly, things like that. With how quickly these ropes were tied and things were being tied down because you guys were preparing for this storm to happen, mistakes were bound to be made. So even at one point, Frey, as you're walking around, you do have to grab someone and kind of pull them out of the way as a crate dislodges from being tied in and slides across the deck and slams really hard into the railing right where that person was before. But now there is this free crate on the deck that's just and the ship lurches again and it starts to slide in a different direction. The ship lurches again and it starts to slide in a different direction. Up with Calliope and Tallice, she's got her forehead against your chest and she's kind of rocking back and forth a little bit to kind of like calm herself. But with every lurch of the ship, with every really intense like movement of the ship, she's letting out these little like yelps of surprise as each of them happen. She's very, very, very frightened. It's clear.
Calm motions only lasts for a minute, so I'm holding. I'm not doing it yet.
That's fine.
I'm just gonna tell her, like, don't forget to keep taking really deep breaths.
Okay. Why don't we roll initiative really quick, just in case, to make things a bit easier as we move through events. Now that we've gone through the initial preparations.
Okay.
I will call out names. Frey.
9.
Okay. Mico.
Also 9.
What's your dex, Frey and
On to
Mico?
4.
Okay. Sir?
5.
Nova?
Dirty 20?
There you go.
18 plus 2?
Okay. Dallas?
13.
Can you repeat that?
13.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So with all of that initial activity, the loose crate that's now sliding around the ship having been actually pulled into the whirlpool, Nova, is there anything that you'd like to be doing?
Since I'm closer to the bow, I'm just holding to throw sand to destroy water if you're hit. So yeah, she's just holding.
Okay.
Maybe like uses bonus action mind link to Frey to be like, you're not tied down. Do you think you can handle that, or do you need help?
I'm fine. I'll try and secure the box somehow.
Okay. Let me know if you need help. I'm kind of far away.
As the ship moves and rocks once more, there is a large wave that crashes up over the bow and down over onto the deck. Anybody who is up on the forecastle, which includes Liara and the helmsman, I need to roll a dex check, please. Acrobatics if you are proficient.
Roll 2.
Are you on the bow?
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. I thought you said
That's
everybody
okay.
on deck.
No, on the bow, the forecastle.
No.
Is this a save or a check?
It's safe.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, there.
I got a 21.
Okay. Bracing yourselves, you and Liara, Nova, are able to kind of lean against the railing and brace yourselves. There's a moment of that like panic where you hear the rush of water as it rushes over you, and you have that moment where you can't breathe, but you're able to kind of just let it pass, and kind of both of you kind of gasp for breath as you kind of come out of it. The helmsman has been knocked away from the helm, and has fallen and is sliding down the deck towards you and Liara. He is tied, but he's no longer at the helm.
Is there a lot of water on deck? Like, is he sliding with the water? Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I cast Destroy Water. I throw, like, a handful of sand in his direction and destroy 20 gallons.
Okay.
I don't know if it...
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to at least prevent him from continuing, because basically the water was pulling him
Yeah, that's what
towards the
Yeah,
railing.
that's what I was holding for.
Yeah, so you're able to stop the water from pulling him, at least out towards the railing and potentially out to sea with the Destroy Water, and with kind of a wet gasp, as he's kind of getting to his feet, he like reaches out to you to like help him up, and he like grabs onto your forearm and kind of gives you a nod as he trudges back over to the helm and grabs on and attempts to keep a hold of the ship.
Another
and
Destroy Water.
Okay, and he's trying to fix what was the little bit of steps that were taken back from him not holding on to that wheel. Next initiative count, I'm gonna roll a D100, and that's gonna happen at every initiative count 20.
Oh god.
Nothing happens right now.
Okay.
Tallice.
God. I'm trying to, like, keep an eye on... I know that, like, Calliope is, like, nervous, but, like, I want to really keep a close eye for, like, if it seems like any, like, sparkles or, like, magic stuff, like, I don't know, like, appears around her. And I'm just, like, trying to keep an eye on that, really closely. And if it seems like something is happening, like she's descending into a full-blown panic attack, I am going to cast Calm Emotions.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't
sorry.
know, like, if I can just, like, I'm gonna try to talk. Sometimes I feel like talking to people through stuff about something, like, random can, like, maybe help, so I will ask her, so those, like, storm clouds that you've talked about, do they last a long time, or do they go away really quickly? Like, are they fast-moving? And I'll, like, try to get her to talk to me about the storm clouds so that she's focused on that more than the danger.
So very strained, she will answer your questions, like muffled into your chest, but at the very least, you're keeping her busy.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. So the next, we've got those ship rolls again. So, who would like to make that strength check for the helmsman?
Do it, Ink.
Okay, because I was gonna ask. Derek didn't get to do one last time. Okay.
I'm fine. You all take the roll.
23.
23. Okay. Intelligence check for water vehicles.
Want to take a grab?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
19.
Okay. Nature check.
You know, maybe Nova should do that one.
Okay, sure. Let's do the monkey die. What's the modifier?
Nature, I think, was a +3, I said.
So that's 17.
Okay. Alright, and intimidation with a +6.
I can do that one.
Do it.
Pink. For Victor. Oh, okay. That's a 17.
Okay. Alright. So, average here. Nice. Okay. So the helmsman is able to kind of recover at the very least, and when this happened, when the helmsman broke off of the wheel, there was kind of this immediate lurching to the left of the ship that kind of knocked everybody a little bit kilter as the wheel spun freely and the ship was beginning to move, the bow of the ship was beginning to move into the whirlpool, but the helmsman is able to it's essentially sticking your hand into a fan as this wheel is spinning, sticks his hand in and is able to stop it, and there's like a shout of pain and like a crack of like maybe a finger breaking, but he is able to stop that wheel from spinning freely and get a hold on it and stop the ship from continuing to move a little bit further into the whirlpool, and in fact is able to kind of use the whirlpool to his advantage and use it to increase your guys' speed a little bit with the hopes of using that speed to kind of knock you guys out of the whirlpool a little bit. So there's a moment where it feels like you guys are kind of being sucked in a little bit more, but in fact he's just kind of riding the current. Frey.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a 50-foot rope out.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to tie it onto the. 'Cause there was a railing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm assuming there's a place to tie the rope. One and
You
two.
could tie it to the railing, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do that really fast. I'm gonna start to. Is the box stationary currently, or is it still moving?
It had kind of thrown itself into the railing and then got knocked back a little bit because the ship moved again, but because it had lurched back into the whirlpool, it's now currently stationary against that railing.
Okay. I will quickly run around the box. I have 45 feet of movement, so I'll basically do like 3 circles around the box. So there's 3 circles around the box.
I will say this is kind of difficult terrain with the with the way that the ship is moving.
Maybe only 2 then.
Yeah, probably only about 2, yeah.
Okay, so after the 2, I actually want to I will climb up on the rail and then go off the side of the boat and just like walk on the side and just pull the rope tight.
Okay.
And then attempt to tie it onto the railing from the outside just to make sure it's tight.
That's really badass.
Use trying to
gravity.
use gravity.
Using leverage to pull it, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Frey's not super strong, but yeah.
That makes sense.
But
that's what I wanted them to do.
Tools at your disposal. Yeah. Okay. So there's going to be a couple of checks here for you.
Okay.
First, can I get a acrobatics check if you're proficient?
I am.
For maintaining your place on the side of the ship that way.
Okay. That is going to be a 16.
Okay. So there is a point in which I don't know if you've ever been at like a water, you know those water parks where they've got the big buckets that dump like every 10 minutes or so, and you're just pelted with this wall of water. There is a moment where, as you guys are sailing through this current of this whirlpool, where you are just smacked with this wall of water, and it's like the kind of being smacked with this wall of water where you can like hear it in your skull.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you're able to kind of take the rope and wrap it around your wrist a little bit, and you let it kind of smack you to the side, but you're able to kind of it doesn't feel good, and in fact I'll say you take my D4 go.
Others, when spells hit you with water, you take damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going, that probably hurts, huh?
Yeah,
A little bit of a headache.
Hurts a lot.
Wall of water, I think, does do damage.
Tidal wave.
Tidal wave, yeah.
So here.
The ocean's just punching Frey, and we just see Frey just go.
Bye. Nice knowing you.
So, though you are able to maintain your grip, you do take 12 bludgeoning damage from the water that hits you.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
And that's probably also included because if you're like using the rope as like
Rope burn.
leverage, when that pulls on you, it gives you kind of that rope burn. So it's just this like all-encompassing, just like, ow, but you're able to kind of continue to pull it tight and weave the rope through the railing, tie those knots tight. You're stuck there for now, though. You've used all your movement.
Yeah, which I'm fine because I can stick to it, hopefully.
Okay.
So, I mean, you all see Frey do something really weird. I could apparently just stand on sideward walls.
Oh, don't worry. Sir's gonna say something real quick.
That's not what I had in my mature.
Hey, the monsters are pure.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Don't fall!
Mico.
Okay.
Okay.
A couple things that I can do right now. One of which involves flying, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, just because I don't want to get thrown around by the air. So I'm going to stick with what I know I can do, and he's going to use his bonus action and starry form. And he's gonna use dragon, which means that any check that I make on holding concentration, and any wisdom or intelligence check I make, I believe using starry form, cannot be below a 9.
Oh.
Okay.
So he puts his hand, he kind of like holds his hand onto the wall and digs like his nails into it, and like that star pattern goes up his arm a little bit, and then coming out of it and like wrapping up and around his neck and talking to him is this like really long dragon that's basically telling him what to do.
Okay.
And then using his action, because that is not a spell, he is going to reach over and he's going to just hold onto Sir's arm, and he's going to give Sir guidance for whatever Sir ends up doing.
Okay. And sir, that does bring us to you.
All right. So Sir's basically like immediately yelling out from the mast, like, Frey, what the hell are you doing?
Fine, don't worry about it. That water hurt, but I'm good.
Get back up here, you idiot! And then, because his perception is so low, he feels Mico's hand on his shoulder, and he turns and sees that Mico's like glowing with a spectral dragon, and he's like, alright, magic shit today. Got it. Fine. I'm going to use my action to, create, I'm gonna manifest Hickory.
Okay.
But I'm going to manifest Hickory because I double-checked this just now, so I don't have to see the point where I create him. It's just within 30 feet. So I want to make him below deck.
Okay.
Underneath me. And I'm just going to telepathically communicate to him, hey, little buddy, I wouldn't want you to fly in this. I just want you to let me know if any water starts going in down there, okay? Just do a patrol.
Okay.
And so he's just gonna start waddling.
You get a little image of a thumbs up.
Alright. And then I'm going to use my bonus action. So I'm tied like around the midsection. So I'm gonna hold my hand out and I'm gonna use my bonus action and summon my sword into my hand just in case an emergency happens and I need to just cut myself out of this rope.
Okay.
And that's my turn. I cannot move.
Okay. Back to the top of the initiative with Nova.
I'm still holding Destroy Water at this point and holding on for dear life. And probably
Okay.
bonus action yelling at Frey to get up here because it's making me nervous.
Okay. Rolling that D100 again.
A kraken!
No, unfortunately not a Kraken. But nothing happens this round.
Okay.
Tallice.
Alright, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm good. I tell Calliope, I'm gonna cast that spell that I mentioned so that this is just a little bit easier for you.
She nods.
And I kind of like pull back from her and like I cup her face in my hands and just kind of like blow like a little puff of air, and it smells like, you know, like flowers and like fallen leaves, and I cast Calm Emotions on her.
Okay.
And I try to take away like basically a fear effect, because I feel like this is like honestly a fear effect. Like,
yep. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. We are at the ship's point in the initiative, so who would like to make the strength check for the boat or for the helmsman?
Strong man for a strong man. Hell yeah, 21.
Okay. Intelligence check for water vehicles.
21.
Okay. Nature check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
With the moony
23.
dice. Look at the moony dice.
Aw. Aw.
Oh.
And intimidation with a +6.
Garg, do you want to roll it?
He's like,
Alright.
nope.
Little
Derek's like,
dragon.
I don't want any responsibility.
for this.
This is
I'm
the
just
Little
the-
Dragon mom dice from their Dragons of Little Dragon Corp Kickstarter, so if
Aw.
they fail me, I have no mom. Hey, that's an 18!
How was that 18 that you rolled, or 18 + 6?
It's 12 plus 6.
Okay,
So
perfect.
it's an 18
Cool.
total.
Okay. All right. So with that, let me look at the average there, because that's what I'm using. The average there is a 21, so good job there, guys.
Yeah, 3 cups. And Mico, who is also a
And
member of the
Mico.
3 cups.
5 cups.
And
5
and Frey on the side of a boat.
So, with those rolls, the crew, in combination with the helmsman, it's very clear that you guys hired a good crew. They know what they're doing. Especially the helmsman, it looks like they have been in a storm before and kind of know what to do. It's difficult to do exactly what you would do with a storm when you've got a whirlpool also involved. Typically, what you're going to want to do with a storm is you're going to want to kind of keep the front of the ship at like a right angle to the waves or to the wind. That's kind of difficult to maintain when there is a giant circular current trying to pull you into the ocean. But even so, it appears that once again the helmsman is using the whirlpool to their advantage. It looks like they might be planning on using the speed that they're able to get, because they're with the whirlpool they're able to get an extra like 20 feet per turn.
Damn.
They're gonna slingshot.
Right, so it looks like they're attempting to use that speed from the whirlpool to essentially slingshot you guys out of it, to navigate you guys away from it so that you can navigate through the storm as you normally would. Because right now he's not able to use those same techniques that he should be using in a storm because of the giant circular current. But yeah, brings us to Frey.
Well, first I will jump back onto, well, not jump, but I will walk back onto the deck over the rail. And then as an action, you'll see that his left hand will glow white, and you probably have a busted lip from the wave water, and you'll see his left hand glow white. He'll cover his mouth, and then when he pulls it away, the busted lip is gone. I'm healing handing myself.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's 4. Nice.
Look at you.
I get 8 HP back.
Wow.
Wow.
That's more than half of what you took.
Yeah. I know they rolled really bad.
Would you like to do anything else?
Other than that, I will just basically walk around again, just making sure everything's secure. And then I'll just yell out, "See, I'm fine. Thanks for the concern, though."
Okay.
Yeah. Now tie yourself down somewhere.
Yeah, not tying myself down. I'll walk by, give like Mico and Sarah a pat on the shoulder, and keep doing checks on the roping.
Okay. Mico.
Oh boy, I have no idea what I'm doing this turn.
You can hold something if you want.
I'll send my bird up to the crow's nest just to help out up there if anything goes wrong.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just making my bird, which is a seagull, fly up and take the help action.
Okay. If they need
For
it.
Tallice. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna roll another D100 again. Okay, so that one. So a big wave kind of comes up over the side of the ship, and it catches the ship, so it kind of pulls the ship at like a diagonal angle a little bit into the water before it rocks back. And essentially, if nobody was tied down, people would be slingshot from like the left side of the ship. But with that water, I need everyone to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Including...
Was Frey tied down?
No.
I rolled really well though. We're good.
Guidance helps with saving throws, right? Or is it only ability checks?
I don't recall.
I think it's ability checks only.
It's only ability checks.
Okay, I think
Okay.
Bless helps with saving
Bless
throws.
is the
Bless.
That's right.
I'm rolling
okay,
2,
so
right?
Yes.
21 again.
I'll burn inspiration to see if I can get higher.
Okay.
Much better. 18.
I got a
25.
I got a 22. I almost got you.
Nice.
I rolled a 7.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Boom.
So Calliope rolled a 16.
Okay.
Hey,
So everybody who rolled a 15 or above, you take 6 bludgeoning damage. Anybody, I think that's only Mico, actually. You take 12
Hurt. Ow.
Ow.
from the waves.
you got a boo boo.
Tallice, I need you to roll me a concentration check, please.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, I need to roll
Also,
one too.
Chel, remember, Calliope had 2 extra hit points from the
She
start of
did.
the day. So
Yes, perfect.
same with Moon.
Oh.
If he's on the deck, I don't know.
Oh,
if
I
he's
didn't-
not, but
I didn't know if the wave hit them all the way up there on the crow's nest.
I didn't either.
Well,
but
we're
that's why I was.
we're still getting thrown around.
Oh, it's from
Yeah,
getting
I was
thrown
just
around.
reminding.
I rolled a
Yeah,
I
no
rolled a
worries.
10 on the dice, so that's a 12. So I'm good.
You're good. Yep.
I suppose I should roll 2. I have to beat a 10, right? I have a 9.
You need to be a 10 or half the damage.
Okay, well, I rolled a 9. Well, I automatically get a 9 plus 7.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's working!
Unbreakable concentration.
Yeah. It's whichever is higher, a 10 or half the damage. So since 10 was higher, that's what you needed to beat. But you got it.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Sir.
Okay. I'm a widow fighter. I'm a widow fighter. He's just going to hop on his. I'm gonna touch my earring, which means also noble here, but he's going to say, "Hey, Calliope, how's it doing
Hi.
up there?"
I don't know.
You can say it's a little scary if you want to say it's a little scary.
It is.
It's also really exciting. Right? You're gonna be okay. We're all here.
We won't let anything happen to you.
You let me know if you want to go below deck, though. I'll come up and get you.
Okay. Did you want to do anything else with your turn?
Nope. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Nova, you still holding your...
Is there more water on the deck that's causing problems?
Not quite yet.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm still holding, and I'm probably like paying attention if it starts like going down the stairs, but I'm assuming everything's closed, so she's gonna keep holding it.
Okay. There is a loud crack of lightning. And the smell of ozone fills the air.
Oh.
And the lightning hits the deck, kind of mid-deck, I'd say about 10 feet away maybe from the mast.
that's a little close.
You guys are basically a moving lightning rod. It doesn't hit any people. However, with this percentile die roll I just did, that part of the deck does catch fire. And though it is raining, though there is a lot of water around, the fire does still continue to burn. Tallice. Oh, nope, go ahead.
I know I was holding Destroy Water, but the spell is Create or Destroy. Could I switch it last minute, or am I still holding Destroy Water?
The spell itself is Create or Destroy, so I would say you can choose what to do with it when you cast it.
Okay, then I will, instead of sand, pull out a small vial in the same, like it's a vial that sits in the sand, and I'm going to toss it and try and create water. And just dunk it.
Okay. Yeah.
10 gallons, because I was holding it at first level.
Okay. Before the fire could spread too much, Nova was immediately on it.
Okay.
Tallice.
Yeah, no, I'm just continuing to stay with Calliope, occasionally like asking her questions and just holding concentration on calm emotions and trying to shield her.
When that lightning strike went off,
Oh god, yeah.
she jumped in your arms and kind of screamed out a bit. The calm emotions is still taking effect, so I'm giving her a +5 to whatever rolls I'm doing. So with that one, she did roll a 22.
Damn.
She's a strong girl.
Strong girl.
Yeah, I'm not doing much else other than just maintaining what I'm already doing.
Okay. Time for some ship rolls.
Alright, I'll do the strength.
Strength roll.
23 again!
Okay.
It's the helmsman. When it's not my character, it's great.
Water vehicles, intelligence check.
16.
Okay. Nature check.
13.
And intimidation.
Plus, it's a +6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rolled a natural 2, so that's an 8.
Okay.
even he's like, oh shit, that was lightning.
Yeah, for a moment he was
Bit.
like, oh fuck! Okay, still not too bad. Your average is 15. So, the helmsman appears to be struggling a bit more this time around than he has maybe been before. He's been attempting to get this momentum going. Unfortunately, the momentum that he has been gathering seems to be a bit interrupted with these rolls. So rather than being able to kind of use the whirlpool to his advantage, he's just trying not to get it to go, you guys to get sucked any further. He's managing to keep you guys where you are, but this momentum that he's built, I'm essentially taking this 20 feet each turn momentum that he's building, and when it gets to a certain point, like, I'm not going to tell you what, but if it gets to 60, if it gets to 80, if it gets to 100 feet, add it up, that's when he's going to be able to do this, and it has kind of taken away one of those 20 feet. But you're not being sucked further into the whirlpool. So there's that. Which brings us to Frey.
I am still just walking around, making sure all the things are good to go. Again, you see his hand light up, and some of the bruises from the water heal a little bit as his hand passes over. Using healing hand again.
Okay.
3, so plus 7.
Cool.
And yeah, he'll stop by a rope and just hold on to it because the last wave kind of hurt a lot. So yeah, he'll just stop by a rope. He won't tie himself down to it, of course, but just grab it just in case.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Mico.
Oh boy, this is so tough. Jeez. He'll probably just cure wounds himself at first level to free up some of that pain from getting smashed with water.
Fair enough.
6 health points healed, and will continue to command his bird, his seagull, to this time he'll give Calliope help. So the seagull will kind of spread out its wings to shield from some of the oncoming damage.
Cool. Rolling another D100. So, not only are you guys moving through this whirlpool, which can occur even without a storm, there is a storm raging around you that's causing the water outside of the whirlpool to rise to heights with waves that should not be happening near a ship. So once again, a huge wave kind of comes crashing down over the deck of the ship. So can I get a dex save from everyone, please? I'll roll another percentile die.
Okay, that one's on a journey.
14.
Okay.
16.
15.
Okay.
17.
Natural 20.
Okay. So anybody who rolled a 15 or above, you take 4 bludgeoning damage. If you rolled below a 15, you take 9. And can I get concentration checks from those to whom it is applicable?
How much damage do you take if you pass?
4.
4, okay. I will not.
I'm good, that was a 16.
Okay.
I rolled a 9, and I can't roll lower than a 9, so that's a also 16.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for Calliope again. Oh, okay. So I rolled for Calliope again, even with a +5. She rolled a nat 1.
No, honey.
Yeah, okay.
So with that, and also I rolled a percentile die. There's a lot happening. I'm sorry. So Calliope rolled a nat 1. plus 5 is a 6. And then as the wave crashes down onto the deck, there is a very telltale sound of the splintering of wood as the mast takes some structural damage. However, with that nat 1 from Calliope, she screams because she can feel that beneath her that she's a bit unsteady, as well as the continued just pummeling from this water. And there's a flash of purple on the deck. And all around you, accompanied by the crashing of the waves, the yelling from Calliope, the startled yells from crew members, the roaring of the wind, a much different roaring begins to fill your ears. As the gigantic fists of a Barlgura smack down onto the deck of the ship.
Okay, that's me. All right, here we go. Take off my blanket.
Oh no.
With what the time is, I think that's a great time to end the session before a really huge encounter starts.
Fair.
And we can see what's gonna happen next week, or then 2 weeks from now.
Oh,
Wow.
No.
10.
I've used spells already. Oh no.
Maybe we should have put her below deck.
I didn't think there was going to be a whirlpool, man.
Oh no.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Balgura, that's like a demon, right?
It's like the monkey gorilla demon
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's
Large
the-
creature.
Yep.
I'm sitting at 17 HP.
Sir, I just want to say that as this thing lands on the deck, Sir's like, yeah, okay. Sir's up, cuts himself off of the mast. Here we go.
And she's like, "You've got to be kidding, right?"
Sir's like, yeah, okay, here we go.
Fuck.
Fighting demons.
Alright, I know what to do. Yep.
Well, you know, if you get some dice from Little Dragon Corp, they'll help you fight a Barlgura too.
Hell yeah.
Or you can visit Cardboard Castle Games.
And
get
apparently, if you
some
visit in
cards.
person and tell them Probo sent you, they'll give you a 10% discount.
Aw.
So
Yeah, so if you're in Canada,
yeah, should have
somewhere in Canada, you can go and do that.
No. I'm talking
don't
about
know
Cardboard
where.
Castle Games, not Little Dragon.
Oh, Cardboard Castle.
So if you're in the area of
Yeah, there
Evans,
you go.
Georgia, they
You're-
will hook you up
Yeah.
because they're
Aw.
really chill like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Wow.
Any other parting words?
Check out our YouTube and subscribe to it, please. And check out our other games every night of the week.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition coming soon.
When you're trying to protect a 10-year-old who has only ever really summoned fire before, as her abilities are coming forward, and a Barlgura appears, make sure you add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Love you, bye.
See you guys next week with Vigil.
Love you, bye.